Israel bore the full brunt of Hamas's terrorist attack on Saturday. As the sun set on 17th October, the count was still being taken of those dead, mutilated, raped, dragged in streets, held captives as pawns or as sex slaves. The barbarity was caught on camera for the specially designed social media amplified propaganda. These visuals no doubt would shake one's very conscience, meant to induce fear and guilt. But here's the thing. India has known this all along for 1600 years, starting with Muhammad bin Qasim's invasion in 711 AD. What you saw on 7th October on your social media feeds and on TV news had been rampant and common in India. Civilians butchered, women violated and then taken away along with their children as hostages, sex slaves and sold off. It isn't a coincidence that the practice of jawr was so rampant in India. Women knew that their dignity would be assaulted even in death. From that bygone era to 2023, nothing has changed in the methods adopted by the barbarian terrorist. So, what is there for India to think about today? Let us not forget our history. You may have a certain ideological bent today, a political preference. That is fine. However, history is what it is. You cannot negate the events of 1600 years because you have a certain political preference today. This history is brutal. It identifies you as a kafir. This needs to be accepted because that's the first step in preparing to deal with situations where history becomes the future. When the barbaric forces open your front door, he's not going to check your political persuasion before pulling the trigger or before taking your women away. Keep the interest of the country and the society first and foremost. There is enough time and space for bickering in a vibrant democracy like ours, but the bickering should stop where the national interest starts. Good to watch what Benny Gantz, Naftali Bennett and Yair Lapid had to say what after their country was attacked by an external enemy, so that we can learn a lesson or two. As recently as this century, India has seen such horrific attacks on a regular basis. Mumbai to Delhi, Coimbatore to Varanasi, Jaipur to Hyderabad, Akshardham to Pune. Some of the other Indian cities used to be stunned into silence and submission by these terrorists on a regular basis. If you are 20 odd years old today, you probably don't remember any of this. This is a somber moment to go back and Google about terror attacks on India. As they say, those who forget history are condemned to repeat it. Why don't you hear about these terror attacks today? There is a very short answer to this question. It is in fact only a one-word answer. Modi. 2014 mattered. 2014 ensured that the terror footprint vanished from Indian cities. Indian urban life today is infinitely safer than what it was less than a decade ago. Indian security agencies are doing a first-rate job protecting all of us, and they have the full political backing of the government led by Narendra Modi. This matters. Your politics has to rise above partisanship to acknowledge it. And yes, there are problems in Jammu and Kashmir. There are left-wing Naxal extremists and attacks have happened in Punjab. And then there are some lone wolf attacks. India is a huge country with a large number of fault lines. India also has two enemy countries at our borders. Everything is not going to be perfect. Keeping a country safe requires real on-ground capabilities. Slaying on Twitter and making heroic Netflix shows are important to capture the narrative. But the narrative can only be captured after a success. And success in counter-terrorism and intelligence is best enjoyed in obscurity, by not talking about it, by not making tall social media claims, because one bad day can take away decades of work spent on marketing. Given India's complexities and the depth and breadth of the issues, Indian politicians focus on the product. That is keeping the country safe, not on promotion. That is putting out tweets that you wrongly believe are substitutes of real-life actions. Leadership matters. When you get a strong one, be humble in acknowledgement. A country can create solid processes, world-leading capabilities by the best of the technologies and still can get breached. If the leader at the top does not enjoy your full support and confidence, there are likely to be gaps which can be exploited by the country's enemies. Don't lecture your leader if he is inherently a good one. Believe in him. Any large system will falter here and there. But it is important that the country keeps moving in the right direction. Think twice before tagging Narendra Modi on your favorite peeve. No country is invincible. India is no exception, but if we feel safe, especially in the last 9 years, it is definitely not a coincidence. It takes a lot of hard work by the government, our security agencies, and our administration. Criticize them, question them, but draw lines. Do not give any space to any opinion maker, politician, or celebrity who is not serious about our national security. The moment a public figure cultivates vote banks and goes weak knee to national security, you should discard this person from your hero worship universe or political choice universe. Very importantly, you can choose to forgive if you are doing so from a position of strength, but never forget. In the worst case that you choose to forget, don't project your choice on the country. Nations need to have very long memories. Nations operate in historical time frames, not in fleeting moments. May India remain safe, preserving our several millennia-old civilization, today and for millennia to come. If you like this video, kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel, and also do not forget to follow us on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram.